Happy Tuesday, everyone. It is December 6th, I believe. And so far, so good. The challenge has been going well. We've been doing our daily sessions here on Facebook, which will now be added to YouTube as well. Part of our YouTube channel. We'll start adding these different live sessions uploaded to YouTube, which is why you're now seeing a bit of a different format today, as YouTube does not like the horizontal up and down, the vertical format. They do like the horizontal 16:9 ratio. So today I'm going to talk to you from here. I'm Chris. I'm the head coach and founder, designer of the My Swim program, along with my wife, Jenna, and between the two of us, we work with everyone to start putting together workout plans depending on what your needs are. So we can make this work for everything from customized programs with workouts to doing webinars, different things like that. So, and we also do in-person coaching as well. So today the question that we had that was brought to us was, how do we reduce our crossing over in freestyle? So this is a bit of comes a little close to home for me. I was always a swimmer when I was younger who tended to cross over a fair bit. And what this did is it gave me a lot of shoulder problems, and it puts a lot of strain on your shoulders. Every time you take a freestyle stroke and you start crossing over in front of your face like this, you're going to start putting a lot of strain onto the shoulders. You're not going to get good streamlined rotation in your stroke, and you're going to make sure you're going to feel very off balance. You're not going to get a good pull. You're going to have to pull out and in, all sorts of weird things. So to help fix this issue, what I always do with swimmers is I have them do fingertip drag. But the fingertip drag has a little bit of an extra piece to it. This was a drill that my coaches used to do with me, and it really helped my stroke out of a lot and took a lot of that tension off of my shoulders. So when you're doing your catch-up freestyle, what I want you to do, or fingertip freestyle, is I want you to flick at the very end of your stroke, right before the catch. So you're here, flick, here, flick, here, flick, all right? And with this flick, you're going to start feeling like you're swimming out here. But the beautiful thing about this drill is you'll actually be swimming in line with your shoulder. It will cause you to get rid of this extra little bit here and bring you back in line with your shoulder, causing you to be able to engage with your lat, getting that stronger pull all the way through. So as we're doing a fingertip drag, fingertips dragging across the surface and flicking at the very end. Flick out. Make sure you're not flicking in. You want your hand to go out, reach, grab through. Like I said, you're going to feel like you're swimming all the way out here. It's going to be feeling weird. You're going to feel like you're kind of swimming more like this, but what you're actually going to be doing is you're going to be coming in and swimming nice in line, getting that nice balance, keeping that beautiful rotation all the way through your stroke. So that's one of the best drills I can offer today for getting rid of that crossover effect. All right. Another one that you can do is you can actually go back to almost a very basic type of swim. When you do this, what you're going to do is you're going to do a 3-3-3. And we do a lot of this in butterfly, or 3 right, 3 left, 3 full. But when you're doing it in freestyle, same sort of approach. You're going to have one arm streamline and reach 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to take 1, 2, 3 full strokes. Okay? Then it's 1, 2, 3. And if you find that you're crossing over or hitting that hand in this case, you're going too far. You want to have just reach past that thumb and the thumb stay in line. Boom. Boom. Okay? Really make sure that the arm stretched out, the arm that's not doing the pull at the moment, is reached, is in line, and it's nice and balanced. You want to make sure it's here, 1, 2, 3, okay? If you find you're going like this and having to shuffle your hand past the other one, it means you're crossing over. You're not getting that nice, solid, even rotation. You can take even a step back from that. The third option is to step back completely, arms by your side, face in the water, good head position that we've talked about before, nice and relaxed. You don't want to be looking all the way down here because then you can't breathe. And you don't want to be looking all the way up here because then you force your neck into a weird tension point. So here, you're just going to be facing down and you're just going to swim and roll. Kick and roll. Kick and roll. Okay? Making sure that you go nice and balanced. You can do this in backstroke as well. It's really good for rotation purposes. Okay? Making sure that you don't have going too far. You don't want to overextend. Okay? But you don't want to go too shallow either. Okay? This is not as efficient as trying to get that extra little bit. This is that extra reach here without crossing over that extra bit over there. The next question that we had today was about what do you do when your goggles fill up? If you're racing, this is more for racers or even just for training purposes. Your options are you can stop, which obviously in a race, any coach is going to kill you. So you definitely don't want to stop. You can just pull your goggles off and continue to swim. That's alright. That's okay. You're still going to lose a few seconds. The third is to just continue swimming. But how do we do that when our goggles completely filled? This actually happened to Michael Phelps, I want to say in the 2012 Olympics, could be even the 2008 Olympics, I'm not 100% sure, where his goggles completely filled up. As soon as he dove in the pool, he could not see. But I think, as far as I know, he still went on and got that gold medal. So how did he do it? How did he get that extra little bit? What he did is he learned how to count his strokes. So as soon as those goggles filled up, he went back into his training and said, okay, well, I know how many strokes it takes me from a dive to that wall and back again. And so he counted his strokes. He knew that he had to be at least so many strokes to that wall. And if he kept his strokes long, timing would be perfect. He came in, had a nice turn, and he was off again. Pretty sure this was for a 100 butterfly, if I remember correctly. You can do the same thing. When you're working in practice, work on distance per stroke. Try to get to a point where you know how many strokes it's going to take you to get from one end of the pool to the other. Okay? Play with different speeds. Know how different speeds affect that stroke count. Try closing your eyes a few times. Once you're kind of comfortable with that stroke count, make sure you close your eyes. Sort of go blind and know that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. all the way down to the pool. One thing I used to always teach my younger swimmers was to work and strive for a certain amount of strokes at a certain amount of time. So if they're doing free or back, I wanted them to always try to get at least 12, or max 12 strokes per 25. And this was 25 meters, okay? For breast and fly, if they could try to get 8 strokes, that was always good. They always wanted, that would be a nice efficient, long pulls, grabbing, pull through. Anytime that changed, whether it was because their goggles filled up, or fatigue, or just having a bad day of swimming, they had to learn how to play with those numbers. And we did a lot of sets where we kind of worked on what those happened to be. We put a lot of emphasis into backstroke, learning to know what it is from the flags to the wall to get that turn. Most of us can, without question, know that we're taking a certain amount of strokes. For me, it's 2 strokes, and then I get into my flip turn. It's 1, 2, flip. That's how my backstroke always works. My wife, Jenna, is completely different. And some of the kids I worked with, some of the students I work with, it's different for them. They take 6 strokes or 5 strokes. You know, each one of us is different, but they know their counts. In the same way, you should know what your count is all the way through that 25. And then you just count. Get that into your head. Know what those numbers are at all times. So if your goggles fill up or break or you lose them right before a race, you're not going to panic. You're going to know that you can get through that race or that practice by still maintaining your stroke counts. You might slow down a little bit, maybe, but you shouldn't. There should absolutely be no reason why you would need to slow down. Okay? So if you're doing a breaststroke race and your goggles are completely filled up, there's no reason why your stroke, should change whatsoever all the way through. You should not be speeding it up, you should not be slowing it down. Know what that stroke count is. Still use that power. Use your training. Be confident in yourself all the way through. Okay, so distance per stroke work. I can't emphasize it enough. Do it. Try to do it at least once or twice a week. Even if you're not doing distance per stroke work with your coach or by yourself. Just count your strokes in general. Just know if you're doing, say, a 400, that you know approximately how many strokes it takes you to get through each one of those 25s before you reach the wall. Know what those stroke counts are. Memorize those stroke counts. Okay? As you get more efficient, those stroke counts are going to change. So, this is something that you want to continue to gauge and work with all the way through. I see here that Laura has joined us. Hi, Laura. How you doing? It's great to see you. It's been a long time. Glad you could join us today. Hope swim practice is going well. And if there's no other questions, we're going to close off for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And have a great rest of your Tuesday. See you later. Bye.